Elon Musk says the deep state is after him. In a tweet, he stated, quote, "Deep state traders are coming after me using their paid shills and legacy media. I prefer not to start fights, but I do end them." This was in response to the New York Times headline, "Elon Musk and SpaceX face federal reviews after violations of security reporting rules." Later in the day today, Mike Benz reported that, quote, "The Biden administration paid Reuters over $300 million in government contracts. 11 different Biden government agencies targeted Elon businesses. All 11 agencies paid millions to Reuters, and then Reuters won the Pulitzer Prize for their work on Elon Musk and misconduct at his businesses." So let's kind of break this down a little bit more here. Elon Musk is massively under investigation. This is what Elon is kind of saying. He's like, look, they've been going after me for a really long time. The connection here with Reuters is that the government pays Reuters for a variety of Reuters services. So it's not like they're paying them for journalism, but they're paying Reuters for a lot of their analytics, or Reuters offers polling or analytics or other types of services that the government contracts Reuters for. And then it just so happens that Reuters does this big investigation on these 11 different government agencies that are investigating Elon. And then Reuters wins a Pulitzer Prize for their investigative work into all of these agencies investigating Elon Musk. So a lot of agencies going after Elon. This is an American company. Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and X. These are American companies. And yet Elon is heavily targeted by the US government. In fact, Washington Post kind of chronicled quite a few of the agencies that have been targeting Elon Musk. Let's go over some of these. The Department of Justice. Last year, the Justice Department sued SpaceX, alleging its hiring practices discriminated against refugees and those granting asylum. SpaceX countersued, saying the agency's administrative judges were improperly appointed. A Texas judge last year issued an injunction temporarily halting the DOJ's case. Also, in connection with the Justice Department probe, prosecutors have also been examining whether Tesla committed securities or wire fraud by misleading consumers and investors about the capabilities of its advanced driver's assistant system, autopilot, and full self-driving. Also, the FBI has interviewed former Tesla workers about matters including a video Tesla produced that was staged to exaggerate autopilot's capabilities. So the Justice Department has been going after Tesla, SpaceX, also Securities and Exchange Commission. Musk has a long history with the SEC, which regulates the financial markets. In 2018, the agency sued Musk over allegations of fraud after he tweeted that he had funding secured to take Tesla private at $4.20 per share, causing the stock to surge. It soon came crashing back to earth as the claim came under scrutiny. Musk then reversed course and said no such deal would take place. Musk and Tesla ultimately settled those fraud allegations, agreeing to pay separate fines of $20 million each. Musk also had to step down from Tesla board chairman. Also separately, the SEC is conducting a fraud probe into whether Musk properly disclosed his accumulation of Twitter shares before he announced plans to purchase the social media firm in 2022. Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. Musk's space exploration company SpaceX has tangled with the agency over environmental reviews and regulatory hurdles for years. In September, the FAA proposed fining SpaceX $633,000 for allegedly failing to follow licensing rules during 2 rocket launches last year. SpaceX had 30 days to respond to the proposal, and the outcome is unclear. Also, the same day the FAA proposed fining the company, Musk posted on X that SpaceX will be filing suit against the FAA for regulatory overreach. So he's been kind of going at it. They've been coming after him. He's been going at them. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They have been going after Tesla. They've got at least 5 pending investigations into Tesla. National Labor Relations Board also has issued complaints against SpaceX in January, alleging the company unlawfully fired 8 employees who wrote and handed around an open letter critical of Musk. Tesla currently faces 15 open unfair labor practice charges. Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, which focuses on consumer protection and antitrust matters, probed allegations that Musk violated a settlement that limited Twitter's sharing of user data by ordering employees in 2022 to give a group of outside writers full access to everything. So that would have been the Twitter files. Federal Communications Commission in 2020, as part of its rural broadband program, the FCC tentatively awarded SpaceX's Starlink satellite internet nearly $900 million in subsidies, but then 2 years later, it rejected the grant, saying Starlink was one of a dozen companies that did not meet the program requirements. Environmental Protection Agency. The EPA fined SpaceX nearly $150,000 for violating the Clean Water Act by discharging hundreds of thousands of gallons of what they claimed wastewater into wetlands near its launch site in South Texas without a proper permit. SpaceX said it settled the matter with the agency despite disagreeing with the findings. This is actually what Elon Musk had to say about that in particular. Watch this.
Starship, the rocket made by SpaceX, is capable of building a city on Mars and a city on the moon. That's what it's designed to do. But we're being massively slowed down by regulatory molasses. And I'll tell you, like, a crazy thing. Like, we got fined $140,000 by the EPA for dumping fresh water on the ground, drinking water. It's crazy. Like, I've seen an example of just how crazy it is. And we're like, well, we're using water to cool the launch pad during launch. You know, we're going to cool the launch pads so it doesn't overheat. And in an excess of caution, we actually brought in drinking water, so clean, super clean water. And the FAA said, no, you have to pay a $140,000 fine. And we're like, but Starbase is in a tropical thunderstorm area. Sky water falls all the time. That is the same as the water that we used. It's lots of sky water. So, and it's like, we didn't actually, there's no harm to anything. And they said, yeah, we didn't have a permit. We're like, you need a permit for fresh water? Are you, what? Yeah, it's just totally crazy stuff like that. And then they said, if we don't pay the fine, they're not going to process any of our future applications. So they're like, this is the kind of crazy stuff we're dealing with.
Just today alone, by the way, when you Google investigations into Elon Musk, you get SEC reopens investigation into Musk's Twitter acquisition. SEC reopens probe into Neuralink, Musk lawyer says. Also, just a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago, Democratic senators asked Pentagon and DOJ to investigate any Elon Musk contact with Putin and other top Russians. So the guy is heavily, constantly under investigation. And so is there something to his claim that the deep state is after him? I would say so. I would say that we've seen how they go after Donald Trump and anybody who associates with Donald Trump. Elon Musk has made his politics clear. He is clearly a very big supporter of Donald Trump. They've always hated him for that. This is a guy that has single-handedly done more for the environment than any other human being on earth. And yet Democrats go after him, you know, like he's the bad guy that's polluting the world and causing all kinds of harm. I mean, it just is really kind of ridiculous how now there's definitely issues with Elon Musk. I definitely don't agree with him on a lot of things politically. You know, that's all, but this political persecution going after him for absolutely everything. This latest of like, why was he talking to Putin and all of these things? I mean, they are absolutely going after the guy. I do think there's something there. And we'll see what happens when Trump takes office, what Elon Musk is able to even do about this political persecution. Yeah, interesting. Email me your thoughts on it. What do you think of Elon Musk? Kim@KimIverson.com. I would love to hear from you. You can also comment down below. There's like a lot of people who love Elon and there's a lot of people that hate him. I feel like there's not a lot of in between. Either love the guy or hate the guy. But do you think he's really, truly being politically persecuted? Kind of feels like it. Or do you think this is just common for big companies? And he's got many big companies. He's the richest guy in the world. When you have that much money and you have those large companies, you're just going to come up against government oversight. And that's what's happening.